WMI News at 11, I'm Michael Mullet. First that we have here at 11, ex-husband of Michigan woman missing in the Bahamas hopes for the best. And body cam footage shows officers helping viral runaway Kendra Aney during arrest. And small businesses keeping Muskegon's Lakes Mall active. Thank you for joining us for WMI News. The news starts right now. Good Friday Eve, everybody. Thank you for joining us for WMI. I'm Michael Mullet. First that we have here tonight, the ex-husband of a Michigan woman missing at sea in the Bahamas said he's refusing to speculate about what happened, instead focusing on the emotional toll the situation is taking on their daughter. Lynette Hooker was last seen Saturday night while traveling by boat near Elbow Cay. Her husband, Brian Hooker, told authorities that she felt overboard during rough conditions and that he later made his way to shore to report her missing. A large-scale search has been underway involving Bahamian authorities and the U.S. Coast Guard. Bahamian police announced Wednesday that they had taken Brian into custody for questioning. He has not been charged with anything related to her disappearance, though through his attorney. Brian has outright denied any wrongdoing, and that story actually stops there. Now taking a look at weather now here, the graphic is broken. You see it says there. The graphic is broken. You can see actually it says West Michigan, which is just a complete failure. I've had that logo like that for a year. Okay. I'm wearing green, which doesn't fit a green screen, which is a problem. Okay, hopefully this will work. I'm gonna try this. Let's see here. Alright, I'm gonna try this. I'm wearing green. It doesn't fit well on a green screen, though. Never wear green on a green screen. That is just one step closer to failure. Just like my green screen job. If I can move it that way. Okay. Hold on. I have an idea. Okay. Alright, there we go. So the Storm Prediction Center has highlighted West Michigan specifically inside a Day 6 severe weather outlook here. This is a Day 6, by the way, if we look on the scale. Day 6. That is pretty rare to see. I haven't seen that in a very long time, but a 15% any severe weather risk is highlighted for Tuesday afternoon and evening. We don't have exact details on timing, but it is looking like it is going to storm. Currently looking at the microphone here. There's wiring in the way. I'll just do that. Oh, that works. No, it doesn't. This is how you know that, this is crazy news. Whenever you have bloopers while the news is happening. Right here, 15% any severe risk right here. in the state, highlighting for a good chunk of the southwest corner of the Lower Peninsula areas: Grand Rapids, Muskegon, Kalamazoo, Jackson, maybe Pontiac, Detroit, not sure, Saginaw, Flint, Lansing, Jackson. Those areas under that, I wouldn't, look at these. Pontiac, yes. Detroit, no. Good news for Detroit. Okay. But yeah, this is just a 15% risk here. This extends out a very far time away from now, so a lot can change. The risk can decrease for this general area. It could increase. It's just a prediction. You know what's not a prediction? The radar. Yes. Current live Doppler radar shows a little bit of a passing heavy thunderstorm here. Not too big of a deal, but heavy rain over the lake here. Maybe expected to come across to the northeast, as that's where the track is going here. Muskegon impacted as well. We have a track at the south here. Not expected to hit any cities here. This is our track here. You can see right there. That's the cities that would be impacted. Doesn't say any though, so there wouldn't be any cities impacted with this line of rain. Definitely areas of Muskegon, Norton Shores, and Grand Haven going to see rain. But the main part of the thunderstorm is not expected to hit any cities for the next 35 miles ahead of its track. So not too big of a deal for most residents. Like I said, no cities are impacted with the track 35 miles ahead of the storm. So just some overall good news there. And why it's good news is the flooding. Let's talk about the flooding, because flooding is going crazy. We've already seen enough precipitation here in West Michigan. A bunch of areas are seeing river flood warnings. I want to highlight this area though. This is where we are seeing kind of the most flooding here. The warning impacts Northview, Plainfield, Belmont, Alpine, Comstock Park. You can't see that on the map. Grand Rapids, of course. Comstock Park there. So yeah, mainly Comstock Park is in the main center of where the warning is. As you can see there, we might be able to provide images for you at the end of the hour here, or not at the end of the hour, later ahead of time here at 11:30, once we enter a newscast and show you pictures of flooding in Comstock Park, because a lot of it is flooded because of the Grand River. So yeah, that we'll have my full forecast right after the break. Welcome back after commercial break. Once again, we'll show you imagery and my at the end of the show. For a look at flooding here in West Michigan, and specifically Comstock Park. Right now here, our categorical outlook show for severe weather just shows us in a general risk for severe weather. The general risk means just like rain, thunder, lightning, stuff like that. From Muskegon to the south. And day 3 outlook, we do have the Upper Peninsula highlighted here. A general risk for severe weather, so maybe their winter season might be wrapping up, hopefully. So that way we don't see any winter here. I don't want to see snowflakes in my forecast anymore. So Houghton, Marquette, don't know how to pronounce these two. But yeah, those areas are under general risk for severe weather, just like our day 1 outlook showed. Day 4 outlook, day 5 outlook. I forgot to point it down. Wow. Day 4 and day 5 outlook actually shows the system that I was originally talking. A system over here that is producing severe weather, and that will bring severe weather more into the Michigan area. Like I said, in our day 6 outlook, us under 15% risk, and yeah, that winter storm outlook. Looking at our winter storm outlook, it is it? I don't see any winter weather in and around Michigan. That's normal for Canada. But yeah, in and around Michigan, I don't see anything that concerns severe winter weather. Just watching this up here probably won't do much. Yeah, that was my full forecast here. And once again, like I said just a minute ago, I'll show you pictures of the flooding on the Grand River into Comstock Park. New body-worn camera video shows the moment the Muskegon Heights Police Department officers enter an abandoned house and find Kendra Aney, a woman now known for running away from the police during a first arrest that went viral. The video, obtained through a Freedom of Information Act request, shows officers announcing themselves as they move through the house. Inside, officers found Annie crouched on the floor of a barren bedroom, handcuffs still jangling around her thin wrists. "Quote unquote, face the wall. Face the wall for me," one officer says. "Quote unquote, can I pee real quick?" she asked. "No," the officer responded. "Give me your other hand. Possibly if you hadn't ran from us already, I could work with you." Even as officers took her back into custody, Annie appeared to joke with them while they looked through her few belongings. "Quote unquote, you can take the cuffs off. I need to put my pants on. I'm not going to run." "I think you're going to stop me," she said, laughing. Instead, one of the officers helps her put her pants back on. "All right, just lean on the wall, I guess, and this is how we'll do it," the officer said. The video also captured a conversation about drug use, with an officer asking Annie about needles and whether she used heroin or crack. "Quote unquote, you have needles," the officer said to Annie. "Those are the only needles I have," she responded. As officers led Annie outside, they continued to help her gather her belongings. They even laughed together at a reference to Annie's now viral escape, the one that made her widely recognizable. And as the arrest ends calmly, officers even joke amongst themselves while putting her into the patrol car. "You want to crack this window a little so she can breathe?" one officer said to the others. For the woman now famous for running from police, the video shows something else too. Officers helping her every step of the way. Corrupt cops. No, just kidding. Maybe. All right, our last story for tonight's here. If my graphics will load. All right, my graphic won't load here. So, let's see here. Maybe. There ain't no way I lost the story. Wow. Wow, the news. Alright. It looks like the news moves on. Alright. Okay, our final story. Change of plans because I lost that story from the British TikTok duo Josh and Jace is coming back to Michigan. After spending 3 weeks in Michigan this past January, the pair announced on March 8th that they're coming back in the summer. Josh Caldwell Clarke and Jace Riley became famous on social media for their travel videos reacting to American food, culture, and exciting experiences. The duo gained popularity from their willingness to take suggestions from followers about where to visit, leading them to find hidden gems in communities and make connections with local people. Jace recently visited Michigan unannounced for the 20th anniversary of the Pure Michigan Conference. Also, quote unquote, we're going to be coming back to Michigan in the summer, so Jace wanted to connect with as many people as possible to make sure that we had the best trip this summer, a post on the duo's Facebook said. Josh didn't join Jace on his trip to the conference as he and his wife recently welcomed a baby girl. Jace will also take a solo trip to Arkansas from April 15th to 27th, and the pair said they'll be both back in Michigan this summer. The social media post didn't specify exactly what dates Josh and Jace will be back in the Mitten State. Now turning back to weather here, I am going to find Comstock Park flooding. Let's see. Alright, I have found the image. So yeah, here is an image of, let's see, let me grab that. Here is an image of the Grand River. Actually, lots of flooding on the Grand River, as you can see right there. Look at that dude kayaking. The dude kayaking there. So that is image of the Grand River here. Well, what used to be a road is now a part of the Grand River, has due to flooding. Crazy image there. Back to our forecast, though. We are looking like we're seeing storms Tuesday, some rain right now over in the Muskegon area as well, and that will actually do it for our news tonight. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back again tomorrow for more WMI news. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us, and have a good rest of your night.